Hi everyone, how are you? Today I am insanely itchy. I have a really bad sunburn and today is like the, I think, third day that I've had it, and of course I have insane itchiness. But I've got anti-itch cream under control, and today's video is not about that. It's about BJDs and my hobby experience, I think I'll call this. I wanted to quickly start with a few little updates, not even updates, musings about my beautiful Fleur, and then I'll go into my experience with the hobby and things like that, because I think it's very different now that I've been in the hobby for 2 years, very hands-on, in the community. So let's start. So I just want to start by saying Fleur is absolutely beautiful, and I love her, love her, love her, love her. And she is, for anyone that doesn't know, a Volks Nono Winter Smile version girl, so she's a limited edition. And she came with this full set outfit, and there's a few extra parts, but she has a beautiful little necklace going on, and this wig is part of the full set. I love her. The only thing I do have to say about her is her head's very wobbly, and I'm just kind of getting used to it. At first it kind of annoyed me. I was like, oh, she was so expensive and her head is so wobbly, but I really like her, and I think that's okay that her head is a little wobbly. I think it adds some character, wouldn't you say? But I do love this girl, and she's on the SDGrG body, which is the Super Dolphy Graffiti body. So it has more definition, and she has a little bit more of like a curve kind of going on than some of Volks' other dolls. I've actually read on DOA that someone compared it almost like a smaller version of the SD16 body, and I would agree. The SD16 body, I feel like I said something else, is very similar. But yes, I love this girl, and I've read that she can wear SD13 clothes and SD16 shoes. So that makes it a little bit easier to find stuff for her. And if anyone else has an SDGR girl, then hopefully that helps you out, rather. So let's jump into kind of my hobby experience. So I've been in the hobby for 2 years, and I've been on DOA, and I've been making YouTube videos, and I've really experienced a lot of different stuff, and I want to jump into a few things I found on Tumblr, actually, from this really fun Tumblr called Resin Confessions. And if anyone knows, like, Post Secret, that was like, or it still is, I believe, a website where people kind of mail postcards with little sayings on them, and the picture usually kind of matches up with what the saying is, but it's a secret. So BJD Confessions is just that. It's BJD Secrets or Confessions, and there's two that I really love that I want to talk about. First is, my dolls are just expensive objects. Deal with it and learn to accept others' different approach to this hobby. And I love it because that's how I feel, and that's what I do with my dolls. Let me explain. When I first got into this hobby, I did have other dolls. I've rehomed, or changed out my dolls, refreshed. I used to have a Doll Zone Fenio. I used to have Sue Mixie. I used to have a Little Fee Luna. I used to have a Code 02 Dream of Doll Boy. I don't know why that was slow. Dream of Doll Boy. And I love them, but they had to go because I had other plans, and I kind of always reshape with what I want for my doll family and what I want for my dolls. I've learned that I don't need to make a backstory for them. I don't need them to have that kind of rich backstory. For me, that isn't important. That's not really what I want for my dolls. I think I started doing that with my dolls because it seemed like everyone else was, and then I kind of realized, that really isn't my thing, and that's okay. It's perfectly fine that my dolls are expensive art pieces, and I love them to death, and they sit on my shelf, and they make me smile, and they're inspiration. I love dressing them up, and I do take them down. I do like to pose them every once in a while. I love taking pictures of them and setting up photo shoots with them, even if it's just on my iPhone. I think it's super fun, it's quick, and it makes me really happy to get some fun photos out there faster than with Photoshop, because that can take a long time. But I also do set my dolls next to me sometimes while I'm reading, or while I'm playing video games, or while I'm doing this and that, and I think it's really fun just having them there with me. So some of them put them on my bed or on my desk, like I said. So I just think that's fun, just to have them as beautiful art pieces, almost like a picture, except more dynamic, because you can do so much with them, and I love them. And I love that. So the next one is, I really don't understand why people don't do their research before shelling out like $300 on something. Is it really hard to measure how tall 44 centimeters is, or look up some owner pics to see if you really like the sculpt, or to read the sales page to see what the doll comes with? If people did just a little more research, they wouldn't get so disappointed so often. And I love that, because I do love when people ask me questions, and I do love when people ask other people, questions about the hobby, and of course that helps if you really don't understand something, but I kind of just wish some people would, I don't know, like, I think this confession says, read more, research more, and I think $300 isn't, for me anyway, I wouldn't say that's like the correct amount. I would say something like $800 probably, or up. These dolls are very expensive, and I think it's very important for anything you do where you're spending a lot of money to do research. And even if you're not spending all that much money, do your research. It's really important, instead of just throwing your money around wildly, to figure out what it is you're getting into, what it is you want to do with what it is you're buying, and figure out really kind of what it comes with, and what things you'll need for it, and things like that. I love getting questions from people. Do not get me wrong, I don't mean to offend anyone, I don't mean to say, don't ask me questions, it makes me angry, because that does not hold true. I love when people ask me questions, and it's totally cool. I just wish that sometimes people would ask either different questions, or would just do their research a little more. So what I mean is, if someone asked me a question, maybe even about this girl, instead of asking me, you could have gone to Volks and searched for her, and kind of tried to see what they had said about her, because you can find information online about her, and that's kind of what I found out, or how I found about her. So like, if someone asks, oh, what does she come with? That's totally cool, and you can more than ask me that, but you could also find that out from Volks without having to ask me, and you can just do it, yourself. And it's nice that way when you do research and you kind of learn how to do it. That way you don't have to ask people all the time everything. And, asking people is a great way to do research. It's awesome. But some things you could just research yourself, which is nice. But I also do a lot of research on DUA, and like the post says, I look on Flickr, I look on DeviantArt, and I always search for a doll. So say if I'm interested in a doll, I usually search for owner pictures just to see if maybe I will like it or I won't like it. There are some dolls that I've really liked that I've looked at owner pictures. I'm like, oh, you know what? I really am not into that doll. Or, oh, I don't really like the doll body. So it really does, it's worth your time, I should say, to do your research. That way you know what it is you're getting into. And I guess I want to end this video, because I don't want it to go forever and ever, with just saying, being in this hobby for 2 years, I've met some really awesome people. I've met some people that are very judgmental. I've met some people that are very set in what they do, and that's great. I think sometimes people in this hobby could be a little more supportive of each other, perhaps, or be a little bit more, I don't know, accepting. It's funny, because on Den of Angels, people complain kind of about other people and things like that, and I haven't come across too many crazy stories or too many crazy posts. But then on Facebook and things like that, or YouTube, I'll hear people talk about how awful DOA can be and how mean people are and stuff. But you know what? We all just need to have thick skins, and it's okay. Some people are very opinionated, and that's okay. And maybe you can't sway their mind. That's just who they are, and that's their own thing. And it doesn't really have anything to do with you or your hobby, so it's okay. And if someone is attacking you for whatever you do, well, you let them know that's not okay, and they can shove it, because that's uncool, So you always have an ally, a little BJD ally on me, and just have fun with your hobby, let your geek flag fly, and enjoy what you do, because that's what I've learned, that I'm going to enjoy what I like to do in this hobby. So I don't like to carry my dolls around with me outside. I don't really like to bring them places at all, so I don't, and I feel great about doing that. I feel great about not, rather, carrying them around and taking them places. I feel great about them being beautiful art pieces that make me smile and make me happy. So, I will talk to you guys soon, and I hope that this hobby makes you just as happy as it makes me. Bye, guys.